Hey sippers, we're back for another wine review. My name is Stace. This is SelB and Tip. Today we are reviewing a red wine by the name of Jam Jar. This is a wine that says its origin is West Cape, product of South Africa.
It's a Shiraz.
Sweet Shiraz.
Sweet Shiraz.
This wine, it says 2019. I'm not sure if that was the year that it was made. Oh, okay.
12.5%.
It is 12.5%. It also has notes of berry, and it pairs well with cheeseburgers. So you're gonna get the first review right now. We're gonna have our taste of it and let you know what we think about it.
All right, let's get to it. Salud.
Very berry.
Did you hear that whole symphony?
Ooh, I like this a lot.
Yeah. What are you hinting when your first sip? Well, when you
Definitely
sip,
like
rather.
a sweet raspberry. I feel like this is a good red wine for someone who doesn't like dry reds, and they tend to stay away from them because they think all reds are dry. This one is a good one to get you into the into the red wines, because it's not dry. It's actually pretty sweet.
It is sweet.
And even though I'm not crazy about sweet, I like this one.
Yeah.
It's definitely very berry. I know the label said something about dark chocolate. Not really sure. I don't know if I'm tasting dark chocolate. It is smooth, but berry. I'm tasting berries. A lot of berries.
Yeah, maybe a milk chocolate. 'Cause that's
I
pretty
definitely
sweet.
taste the sweetness of it. It's not as dry as I thought, because like you said, most red wines are associated with the dry. But when I tasted it, it wasn't dry. I didn't, want to lose. It was sweet. These are kinds of ones that you would not gulp like a sip. These are something that you would just
SippSation.
Yeah.
Okay, plug that. Plug that. You would sip on this. I feel like I would not pair this with a cheeseburger. I personally would pair this maybe with a good salad. Maybe a salmon. Most people drink white wines, I guess, when they're eating that. But I would pair this with a salmon, a good salad.
Yeah, I mean,
Something like that.
I could definitely pair this with something barbecue.
Yeah.
Whether it be like a barbecue rib.
A rib.
Yes.
Gosh,
you're
love
trying,
ribs.
Or you're trying to be fancy.
Hey.
But still, you're like having a rib, but you need some wine. This is the one to do, I feel like.
Put in the comments where you love to get your ribs from, because I love a good rib. I love a good rib.
I do need a rib spot. I haven't had a good rib in a while.
Rib spot. I don't need that chewiness. I need that good.
A rib spot, not a rib that I make, because I don't want to hear in the comments, oh, you get a rib from here and put it in the oven. I've already done that.
Okay.
And sometimes I don't feel like it. I just want to pull up or call them up, pull up, get my food, and go home. I'm not trying to do all of that, Let me see.
I don't taste the chocolate, but I don't know if it's smoky that I taste. There's something that I want to say is smoky, but I don't know if that's what it is.
I can see where you get the smokiness from. It's more so when after you swallow, you get that, like not on your instant your first
Not your
sip,
initial,
but when you swallow that, you get that like boom right there. It's the smokiness of it, and maybe that's the chocolate part that they're talking about.
Maybe. I'm not a dark chocolate eater, so I don't
neither.
necessarily know what it really tastes like.
Unless I'm eating mounds.
Yeah.
That's different.
I mean, that's absolutely probably what it's referencing, because you get like a sweet taste when you first sip it, but then on the after sip, you get a completely different taste. So that's where I think you're getting that dark chocolate.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like almost like I said, it's almost one of those things where you probably would miss it if you like if you just gulped it. Like if you wasn't like sipping, taking that slow sip and noticing all those flavors, you would totally miss it. Now, if you're gulping it, you probably would just taste like that berry or the sweetness, and then think that that's it. But you would probably have to sip slow to get all those
notes.
Come on with the lingo. Come on. She's on her way to become a sommelier.
I'm trying.
You know, come on through. It's one of, and the red wines are one of those kinds that if you're not careful, she will sneak up
real quick.
She will creep up on you. So be careful how many bottles you pop with this red wine. Not just this one, but any kind, because how many percentage did you say this was?
12.5, girl.
This is 12.5, which this is higher than our normal Prosecco, since we usually drink Prosecco. And I mean, like I said before, with red wine, it's not really a fan fave because it tends to be dry. But this Jam Jar is a good place to start if you want to get into your red wine.
And it's a fun name. Like, it's not something that you gotta try to go out your way to pronounce, because you know, most of us are just going for wine. Most of us are trying to get wines that we're trying to relax, we're trying to have a good time, we're not trying to be, you know, we're not too familiar. Like I said before, we're not sommeliers, so we wouldn't know all the grape poupons and don't hurry, don't. We're going into.
We'll get there.
We get there.
We'll get there.
Right. We're on the road. We're on the road to excellence. But most of us are going into the liquor store trying to find something nice, something good, and the name is fun. Then when you see the name is easy to pronounce, it's fun. Jam Jar. You think of grape, you think of jelly, you think of jam, oh jam,
Jam Jar.
The features.
I mean, like, the fact that it's just a basic name, I would gravitate to it.
Definitely.
So what we definitely also want to do on this channel is try wines for the regular consumer. We don't want to get too into the super expensive or exclusive ones. Maybe one day
we might throw a couple.
We definitely might. We definitely might, but we also want to try the ones that are in a really affordable price point. And
because this is only between $9 and $10.
Yeah.
So that is definitely my price point.
And for the everyday people, the price point is everything. You know, most times, like, think about a scenario. I went into the liquor store to try, you know, we usually bring Prosecco. We've already stated that in the previous video. But going into the liquor store, my first thing is, all right, boom, let me scan these prices real quick. Okay, $11.99. Let me go ahead and grab that one. I'm not necessarily looking at a name. However, you know what I'm saying? Now, once I get the price point that I'm looking for, now I'm looking at the name. Now I'm looking at the content. Now I'm looking at the rest of it. So, price point is definitely something major when you're looking for libations.
I love that.
You see what I'm saying? Are you coming? Are you following?
That.
Are you following? Okay.
I'm not only following, but I'm on you. Okay.
For real. Okay. So
with that, should we
always remember to drink
final
responsibly?
Yes.
Please.
Definitely.
Know your limits.
Definitely. Please don't.
There's too many options out in the world in 2020 for you to be drinking and driving. Do comment, subscribe, and like down below.
like this video for the YouTube algorithm? Okay. I had to put it out there.
And we will see you next time on SippSation.
See ya.